The Liberty Baptist Church of Dawsonville, Georgia is here on 7.5 beautiful acres of land. It was first organized in a log dwelling, and it was someone's home. It was the home of Mr. Osborne. There were 4 men and 2 women who were at the organization of the church. One of them would have had to have been Mr. Osborne, for sure. It was a small, rough log house built near the back of the present graveyard, so maybe back there, because there would not have been a graveyard up here at that point. They had a pastor, a Reverend Reeves, who served for 49 years here. The second building that they had was built out of hewed logs around 1840, and that would have been the church that our Abraham would have attended, would have been the log church. And the third structure was a wood frame building, and they called it was known as Old Liberty, the wood frame building, but it was destroyed by fire in 1895, and with it all the records that we need right now today. They used then, after that, the Liberty Academy, which was their school building. It was a frame building, 2-story. They used that for church until they could build and dedicate another church in 1896. And then in 1961, the present church was built and rededicated. However, Abraham died in 1843, and there are so many unmarked graves. But Judy Padgett Oliver and Jimmy Padgett and Carol Padgett and I came probably 20 years ago here, and we felt that Abraham was probably here in one of the many unmarked graves.
About 30 years ago, Beth and I came looking for Abraham's grave, and we actually visited the property that he owned at the time. And I can't remember, George Townsend was the man who owned the property, and we asked him if there was any graves on the property, and he said not that he knew of.
Okay, so the property you're talking about visiting
Abraham's property
was Abraham's property prior the years that he died.
When he had an estate and the estate was settled, we went to the courthouse and found where the land was and went out there.
Perfect.
Now we did find the clerk of court who had the Liberty Baptist Church minutes, but the minutes were half gone. They were very sketchy. But the 1837 to 40 minutes, it lists that Abraham Padgett was in the church, Yellow Creek, and Isaac Padgett was there. And list of members, it didn't list any male members, but it listed the female members as Rhoda, Didumah, and Seneth, and that's Nelson, Abraham's son's wife. And then later on, he's referred to in the minutes of the Hightower Baptist Association. April the 13th, 1840, Isaac and Nathan they got their letter of dismissal by old Abraham Padgett. He got the letter for him. And that's because both Isaac and Nathan was already living. They had land, and they were already living down in Cherokee County.
So his son Isaac, Abraham's son Isaac,
and
Nathan took their letters of dismissal from Liberty.
And the last record they had that mentioned him was the Hightower Baptist Association minutes, and it says Liberty Church, Lumpkin County, that one of the delegates was A. Padgett. And that was in 1942.
1842.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you. 1842. And his estate was filed in 1843. We think he probably actually died in 1842 or early 1843. And then sometime after he died, his son William had always lived at home, and he purchased property in Cherokee County down near Isaac and Nathan. And he is found in the 1850 census with his mother Rhoda living with him, and his sister Didumah, who never married, and William. And they were down in Cherokee County, and I think that's the reason that Rhoda and Didumah took their letter of dismissal after Abraham died. So we also feel like that Abraham is buried here. He was a very active member of the church for many years, and we know he was a member up until almost the day he died. So we feel like he was here in an unmarked grave too.
And they would not have buried him on property that they were about to sell. They would never have done that.
That's right, because
So-
his estate was filed and it was divided among all the children and sold. His property was sold. So I'm in agreement with that. I don't think they would have put him on property they were about to sell.
So it's a very logical conclusion that he is buried here in an unmarked grave where he was active in the church, where he had signed letters of dismissal for his children, and eventually where his wife and daughter and son took their letters of dismissal and went over to where Isaac was now living in Pickens County. But it
It
was
was
then,
Cherokee at the time,
it was
but now it's
Cherokee at the
Pickens.
times. Okay. That is great. Thank you.
On
And this
page-
is Abraham Padgett that we're talking about, the husband of Rhoda Felton, and
Give us
he
the
was
dates
born
again.
in 1760, and we put his death date somewhere around 1843.
His estate was filed in August of 1843, so earlier in the year of 1843,
He passed away probably.
probably.
Thank you so much.